Okay, you guys, what is up? Rukia motherfucking Kuchiki. So she came back and she didn't learn a Bankai, okay? That's not what happened. What happened was that she was able to discover the true functionality of her Zanpakuto, of her Shikai. I'm gonna butcher this name, but it is what it is. So de no Shiaoki. Alright, let's just go like that, alright? Again, I completely butchered it. I went to the butcher shop, and I completely damaged that name. But here's the thing. The functionality of her Zanpakuto, which she explains to As Nodt, is not that the Zanpakuto itself is a conduit of ice. More so, it allows her body, the user's body, is brought down to temperatures below 0 Celsius, because they don't have Fahrenheit in Japan, 0 Celsius, and it allows the user's body itself to act as a conduit for the power of the Zanpakuto. Now, this threw me off because I'm thinking, wait a second, hold on. Wouldn't you die? Because cells can't function at those temperatures. It's not possible. And even, that's not like the page later. Like, wait, hold on, like you would die. Because he gives her like the rock eyebrow, alright? Like he raised the eyebrow real high, like, well, as high as possible because he's already like massively slanted eyed. He's almost Brock. But here's the thing though. She explains how her molecules right now are in a state of, I'm going to call it, suspended animation. And she's able to still move despite the fact that her molecules are in a state of suspended animation by manipulating reishi. So I'm sitting here and I'm like, wait a second, hold on, pause. I'm like, time. Did Rukia just become badass? Yeah, well, pause. There's no way. Because this is the same girl. Who was whooped by a full bringer, Rukia. And you're gonna tell me that she all of a sudden got badass? Whoa. I mean, I'm still not a fan of Rukia Kuchiki. That's not changing. This is not. But I have to give credit where credit is due. And the dimension of the Soul King Palace area, the Royal Korgoth Squad homeland, they did her justice. Because she beats As Nodt. And it was only like one chapter in. Now, granted, there are some, I'm going to call them stipulations, wherein which she cannot go into the state right away. Like that's why she had to dodge As Nodt's attacks for a period of time before she could go into that state. Which is why the first time she was splashed, sounds kind of weird, when she was splashed by the fear, this black goo. I mean, I don't know, maybe Quincy, since their bodies are, mostly whites, maybe what they, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying, alright? Like, if that's what you guys do, then that's what you guys do. Okay? Because they're not human, technically. Well, no, they are human. So let's just go off that topic, right? I'm implying some real nasty stuff. Some real dirty stuff. But, for some reason, I gotta put in like a mock southern accent. I like that. But let's move on. The thing here is that, so that's number one. She can't do automatic. Which is why when she first got splashed by the fear, she seemed to be in a state of fear. Because we saw her body, like there was emphasis on the fear. And then it was all of a sudden like it just disappeared. And the second thing is that when she's in this state, she cannot be in this state for a long period of time because her body cannot go, her body can't handle the moving, the motion under this state of animation, the suspended, the molecules themselves being in a suspended state of animation. So basically, she can't do it for a long period of time. So that's two things. Number one, she can't go into automatically. Number two, she can't do it for a long period of time. That's it. But the end result is, while she's in the state, she's pretty damn devastating. I cannot deny that. I cannot. All right? I mean, I know Irvin's going to be real happy about that, but I can't deny that. All right? She's actually quite devastating. So she, a Shinigami, a death god, is able to master death. And that's why the fear can't hurt her. Because her molecules cannot seep into her body. Or, I'm sorry, the fear cannot seep into her body because the molecules themselves in her body are not moving. There is no motion being produced. So it can't seep in. They just stop. The molecules within the fear goo just stop. So she cannot be affected by the fear. So she's fighting while quote unquote dead. She has, as far as, I mean, she can do anything between 0 Celsius and the absolute 0. And that's what I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's when I was like, what the fuck? And this isn't even a Bankai. What the fuck? Like, seriously? I mean, so we can assume that the bald head guy, he told her like the true. Oh no, the name is still the same, but she somehow learned the true functionality. So that means that even though Sword no Shiaoki, that's the real name of the Zanbakuto, like, it was hiding stuff, or she didn't fully master it. Yeah, so yeah, we'll leave that at number 2. She didn't fully master it. Here's the thing. First of all, As Nodt, he speaks about this whole thing about fear, and, you know, fear is basically, you know, the fear of death, and, you know, calm is the embracing life and that kind of stuff, whatever. But fear is an absolute, but not to Rukia, because again, Rukia, she is in a sense already dead. How can you fear what you already are? So here's the thing. She strikes, and she cuts As Nodt right here, and she says -0. I'm sorry, -18. All right, blood freezes at that temperature. Then she goes to like -50, where in which the molecules in the ground freeze, and she makes like an earthquake. I'm like, Rukia, nah, fuck it. And granted, it's not like some uber massive quake. No, it's like some building shake, big fucking deal, whatever. But apparently, it catches As Nodt off guard to some degree. And then she goes, okay, so we're gonna jump from -50 to -273.15 or 275.15. Either way, absolute 0 in Celsius, 0 Kelvin. Yeah, fuck it, yeah, 0 Kelvin. Make it real simple. And she strikes, and she can only go in that state for like 4 seconds. Okay, so it's 4 seconds. It's 4 seconds. And voila, As Nodt, his last thoughts were, so this is fear. So we have Kubo himself implying that As Nodt is dead. So that's it. As Nodt is, I mean, even though he has not shown his complete holy form, Kubes, As Nodt is dead. Because he got striked by absolute 0. Now, granted, technically, there is still motion, just very small. It's perceived as they don't move, the molecules, because it's absolute 0. But technically, molecules can still move because there is the what is it called? It's the ground state. It's the 0 point where in which some energy is retained, because there's always going to be some minuscule form of energy, no matter what temperature. The lowest temperature is 0 Kelvin, and I remember because I watched like a lot of Discovery Channel. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was either Discovery Channel or it was National Geographic. I forgot, but it was a show. I think it was called Into the Universe, something like that. And basically, I remember that like the universe itself has a constant, is basically at a temperature of around 2.7-ish Kelvin. Okay, so very close to absolute 0, but still not absolute 0. But even absolute zero, molecules can still, they still retain energy at a ground state, at the 0 point something. Thing here is this though. It doesn't matter. Fuck the specifics. It doesn't matter. As Nodt is dead. And Rukia has an ability that's actually pretty damn powerful. I'm not gonna lie. So, I mean, there are 3 stipulations, because I'm trying to, you know, let people understand here that, yes, Rukia is badass, but there are 3 stipulations, alright? It's not like she's her fucking bro, and her bro's doing, like a million blades and shit, like, you sin moon sucker, Kage Yoshi. No. Like, she's badass, but she has to touch someone. That's number 1. She can't, like, use projectile attacks in these forms. She has to be able to touch someone with either her blade or her own body in order for these attacks to actually work. Number 2, she can't be in this state for a long period of time. And number 3 is it takes some time to be in that state, or it takes some time to get in that state in the first place. That being said, Irvin, yes, Rukia is kind of badass, alright? I hate saying that because it makes me mad, because Rukia for the longest time sucked dick. But for the time being, I can give her my respect. Now, question here is she more powerful when it comes to her abilities of ice alone, of cold alone? Are they superior than that of Hitsugaya's? I don't know. I mean, this guy, he can alter the weather with his manga, and I guess with her, the ice is a lot more potent. That's what I can say, because for him, it's more or less like, for Hitsugaya, it's more or less like a coating of ice. Where for her, it's like she's actually like affecting the cells and the molecules themselves, you know? It's more specific. Where Hitsugaya is more general. And Hitsugaya doesn't, well, he too has a time limit on his Bankai powers, as far as you know. So, it's food for thought. And plus, this is her Shikai, not her Bankai. So when it comes to Shikai alone, yeah, you could say that her Shikai is superior than Hitsugaya's own Shikai. But when it comes to Bankai, that's where we get to, you know, a little bit of a debate here. I mean, the way I see it, it's like, yeah, you know, yeah, let me leave it at that, because I'm trying to like differentiate here between the 2 ice powers. I mean, they kind of remind you of like Aokiji, where Aokiji in One Piece, he can like freeze kilometers of ocean on end in a second. At the same time, when he touches you, it's like your fucking cells are frozen. You're on the spot. It's over. Ice time! And he just, and that's it. And Rukia, her absolute zero and her ability reminds me of Aokiji's One Piece, where in which, like, you touch him, you get frozen. You touch her, you get frozen. And then when she does a certain attack, she can freeze your cells, your molecules, and the same thing is for Aokiji. But either way, let's move. The thing is that Rukia, is she badass? Yes. Is she more powerful? Yes. I get that. So, I'll give props to Rukia. I hate doing that. I really do. But I'll give props where props are due. So, Rukia, is she out of the picture? I don't know. Because, again, she can't be in the state for a long period of time. But I think that she can, you know, because I'm pretty sure that she still has the stamina where she can still fight other Star Knights. But I don't know if she can Stern Ritter. But I don't know if she can actually go and continue to fight in this form. Now that we'll see. And I'm pretty sure she can for like a few more times, but that's it. Again, we're not too sure. But overall, Rukia, you made this chapter, I'll give it a rating of a good plus. Because I really want to see like a long battle. We didn't get to see a long battle. We really didn't. Which is something that I really want to see. A long battle. A long battle. Because Nasty Masculine, my favorite Quincy, this dude, no pun intended, he went the 1 mile. This guy, 1 mile arts, the 1 mile. And this dude fought against mad people. But we see As Nodt over here, and he has like a chapter and a half dedicated to his battle. I'm like, really? As Nodt? This guy who was hyped up for like the longest because he stole Kuchiki's Byakuya's Bankai and fucked him up. This guy? Really? So, I mean, maybe it implies that Nasty Masculine stronger than As Nodt. Or perhaps it was because Rukia her powers are somewhat hacked. So, I mean, maybe he got cocky because how do you just stay back? How do you just stay back and fire Thorns? He would have been fine. He would have been golden. But no. He started to rush, yeah, and she was like, yeah. So I'm like, fuck. So, but do we get to see a complete holy form at this point in time? I don't think so. And again, Kubo, the text at the end of the chapter do signify that As Nodt is dead, and that's unfortunate. So I am done. King of Lightning, the chapter rating overall, I'm gonna give it a good plus to great, and I will see you guys later. Peace. Have a nice day.